Have you ever noticed how, when everything is falling apart, there's always that one person who doesn't flinch? The room is loud, phones are buzzing, someone's panicking about a deadline, a mistake, a problem that suddenly feels like the end of the world. And then there's them, calm, steady, maybe even sipping coffee like nothing's happening. And you're thinking, how are you not stressed right now? Are they secretly breaking inside? Are they emotionally numb, or do they just know something you don't? Because here's the twist. People who stay calm during chaos aren't all the same, and the reason they don't panic might explain a lot about how you react under pressure too. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's someone you admire. Or maybe it's someone you've never quite understood. Let's talk about what's really going on in their head. There's one type of calm person you've definitely seen before, the one everyone turns to when things go wrong. The server crashes, the car breaks down, plans collapse at the last second. Everyone's talking over each other, voices getting sharper by the second, and this person just says, okay, let's figure it out. Psychologically, this calm comes from control, but not the kind you're thinking of. They're not controlling the situation, they're controlling their response. Their brain is trained to separate what they can change from what they can't. Panic to them feels pointless, like yelling at the weather. So instead of emotional energy, they switch straight into problem-solving mode. If this is you, you've probably been called the responsible one your whole life, the reliable one, the one who doesn't freak out because someone has to keep it together. But here's the quiet truth. This kind of calm often comes from growing up in environments where chaos was normal. When stress is familiar, your nervous system adapts. Staying calm isn't bravery, it's efficiency. Then there's another type. And this one confuses people. They're calm not because they're in control, but because they've already let go. Something goes wrong, really wrong. Everyone expects them to react, to get angry, anxious, emotional, and they just shrug. It is what it is. At first glance, it looks like emotional detachment, but psychologically, it's acceptance. These people understand something most don't realize until much later in life. Resistance creates suffering. They've learned, sometimes the hard way, that fighting reality only drains you faster. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? They ask, what now? If this sounds like you might get accused of being too chill, too passive, like you don't care enough. But you do care. You just refuse to waste emotional energy on things you can't undo. Then there's the calm that feels almost unshakable. This person stays calm because chaos doesn't feel like a threat to who they are. Criticism doesn't rattle them. Pressure doesn't define them. Failure doesn't feel like a personal attack. Why? Because their self-worth isn't tied to outcomes. Psychologically, this is emotional independence. Their sense of value comes from inside, not from success, approval, or perfection. When things go wrong, their mind doesn't jump to, I'm failing, I look stupid, this proves something about me. So there's no internal alarm going off. If this is you, stress doesn't disappear, but it stays contained. It doesn't become your whole personality. And people often mistake this calm for arrogance or confidence, but it's neither. It's emotional stability. Then there's a type almost nobody talks about, the calm observer. You'll recognize them because during chaos, they don't rush to fix things, and they don't emotionally check out either. They watch. While everyone else is reacting, this person is quietly noticing patterns. Who's panicking? Who's escalating the problem? Who's actually helping? It almost feels like they've stepped outside the moment. Psychologically, this comes from cognitive distancing. Their brain treats chaos like data instead of danger. Not this is happening to me, but this is happening. So instead of being pulled into the emotional current, they stand on the shore, observing how it moves. If this is you, stress feels less overwhelming because you don't personalize it, you analyze it. That's why people sometimes think you're slow to react or detached. But when you finally speak, it's usually the sentence that cuts through the noise. Ironically, this calm often develops in people who learned early on that emotional reactions didn't help. Maybe they weren't listened to when they panicked. Maybe staying logical was the only way to stay safe. So calm isn't something you try to do. It's how your mind naturally creates distance from chaos. And finally, there's one more type that explains a lot. Some people stay calm during chaos because they've already been through worse. When life has knocked you down enough times, smaller crises stop feeling dramatic. Your brain has a reference point: missed deadlines, awkward conversations, sudden problems. Compared to what they've survived, this barely registers. Psychologists call this stress inoculation. Past hardship raises your tolerance for future stress. But here's the part people don't see. This calm isn't always peaceful. Sometimes it's protective. They stay calm because panic once made things worse, because reacting emotionally used to cost them something. So now, calm is armor. So when chaos hits, which one are you? Do you go into fix-it mode? Do you accept and move forward? Do you stay calm because your self-worth isn't on the line, because you observe instead of absorb, or because life already taught you how bad things can get? None of these are better than the others. They're adaptations. And the next time you see someone calm while everything feels like it's burning around them, don't assume they don't feel anything. They might just understand something most people are still learning. So, which one sounded most like you? If this made you see calmness or yourself differently, you'll probably enjoy the psychology stories we explore here.